Hello and welcome to the Majestico season number 7. This will be the final Majestico for our Forest Green Youth Edition series. Thank you to anyone that has tuned in for the live stream on any of these Majestico accounts, and thank you to anyone that has supported this series. Will be 140 episodes with the Champions League going live on Saturday, so I hope you are ready for a big match. But yeah, let's jump into this one and see who will take out the final Majestico for the Youth Edition in FIFA 18. So taking a look at last year's leaderboard, it was Dylan Allen with 31 points over Higinye. But who will, step up out of these lads that finished in the top 10 last year? You have to take into consideration the amount of reserves team games that were played. So, yeah, interesting scenes. So let's jump into the count and see who comes out on top. All right, let's get into the count and we'll go straight into game number 1. Game number 1, it is 1 vote for Lefebvre, 2 votes for Dior, and 3 votes Marvel Bunbury. So one game in, it's Marvel Bunbury taking an early lead, but obviously he had a very big injury sustained in season number 7, so can't see him holding this one up. Let's jump in to game number 2. Game number 2, and it is 1 vote for Marvel Bunbury, 2 votes for Patrice Dior, and 3 votes for Sun Hee So. Now, Sun Hee So did have an electrifying start to the season, and we could probably see him scoring heavily over the first 10 games. It'll be interesting to see how he pans out, because he did have a quiet period there in the middle part of the season. Time to jump into game number 3, and it's 1 vote for Lefebvre, 2 votes Fitzpatrick, 3 votes Sun Hee So. So back-to-back man of the match performances there for Sun Hee So, and he will propel himself to the top of the leaderboard. So after 3 games, it's Sun Hee So on top of the table. Let's move into game number 4, and it's 1 vote for Zanin, the Italian keeper, 2 votes for Fitzpatrick, and 3 votes. Once again, it is Sun Hee So. He is off to a flyer and on to 9 points. So 4 games, and it's Sun Hee So starting to run away with it already. Let's get into game number 5, and we've got 1 vote for Lefebvre, 2 votes Marvel Bunbury, 3 votes for Sun Hee So. Well, he is dominating, and he's already into double figures. He goes to 12 points. So we move into game number 6 now, and we've got 1 vote for Marvel Bunbury, 2 votes for Lefebvre, and 3 votes for Big Robbo. So Big Robbo, I think he checked in there late and got us the winner, so he takes 3 points. Lefebvre just chipping away, getting a few points here and there, and Marvel Bunbury has started off like a house on fire. Let's move on to game number 7 now, and we've got 1 vote here for Bischoff, 2 votes for Zanin, and 3 votes for Marvel Bunbury. Well, Bunbury really did have a good start to the season, obviously controlling the midfield there in the central defensive midfield role. He's picked up 3 points here and is the second man into double figures. So it is Sun Hee So and Bunbury at the top of the table at this stage. We move into game number 8, but don't forget that Bunbury does pick up a big injury very, very soon. Let's move into the points, and we've got 1 vote for Johansson, 2 votes for Sun Hee So, and 3 votes for Mikel Fries. So Sun Hee So picking up some more points there, and he will remain at the top of the table. We move into game number 9, and it's still the reserves team taking control of the Premier League at this stage. Let's get into the points, and it's 1 vote for Big Robbo, 2 votes for Fitzy, and 3 votes for Sun Hee So. Now, Sun Hee So is absolutely running away with it here in the early stages, but a lot of games to go, and Fitzy picking up a few more points to move up the leaderboard. We move into game number 10 now, and it's 1 point for Marvel Bunbury, 2 votes for Zanin, and 3 votes for PC Mok, the Korean, getting his first points of the season. Well, 10 games completed, it's still Sun Hee So, but the first team has started to make some impact here in the Premier League. Let's get into the points. We've got 1 vote for Alfie Wilson, 2 votes for Charlie Allen, and 3 votes for Dylan Allen. So Dylan getting his first points of the season, but it's taken 11 games now, and Charlie and Alfie also getting their first points of the season. Right, game number 12, and we've got 1 vote for Zanin, 2 votes for Benkide, 3 votes for Dylan Allen. Another man of the match performance for the skipper, and he starts moving his way up the leaderboard immediately. So we move into game number 13, and Dylan Allen has pushed himself straight into 5th position with 2 man of the match performances. Now let's get into the game number 13 votes, and it's 1 vote for Alfie Wilson, 2 votes for Charlie Allen, and 3 votes for Ben Kide. So Ben Kide, the Frenchman, picking up a man of the match performance, and a big 3 points there for him. 14 games completed. Let's get into the voting, and it is 1 vote for Dylan Allen, 2 votes for Higinye, that's his first points of the season, and 3 votes for Charlie Allen, a man of the match performance there for Charlie, and he'll go up to 7 points. Well, that is up to 15 games now. Dylan Allen has moved himself into 3rd, tied there with Charlie Allen. Let's get into the points, and it's 1 vote for Higinye, 2 votes for Ben Kide, and 3 votes for Dylan Allen, and immediately he moves into double figures. Moving into game number 16, Dylan Allen starting to make a bit of a charge here, and it is 1 vote for Charlie Allen, 2 votes for Higinye, and 3 votes for Dylan Allen. There he is again, another man of the match performance from the captain, and he goes into 2nd place with 13 points. 16 games completed, we move into game 17, and Dylan Allen starting to make a charge. Let's have a look at the votes for game 17. It is 1 vote for PC Mock, 2 votes Charlie Allen, 3 votes for Higinye, the big Swede, getting a man of the match performance, and he's starting to have a little bit of a sniff around the midfield. Well, moving into game 18, Higinye's made a move into the middle of the deck. Let's get into the votes, and it's 1 vote for Wolf, 2 votes Dylan Allen, 3 votes for Ben Kide, the Frenchman, with another man of the match performance in game 18. So after 18 games, Dylan Allen is within 2 points of the lead. Let's take a look at the votes for game 19. We've got 1 for Charlie Allen, 2 for Majestico, his first points of the season, and 3 votes for Dylan Allen, and he goes straight to the top of the leaderboard. It hasn't taken long for the skipper to get back where he belongs in this Majestico race. Game number 20, and we have 1 vote for Sun Hee So, 2 votes for Dylan Allen, 3 votes for the Belgian Lefebvre, sweet like chocolate, getting a man of the match performance, and digging in with a few points here. Moving into game 21, it's Dylan Allen by 2 points, and there's a few dark horses in this field, but we'll have to wait and see if anyone can run down the top 2 in Allen and Sun Hee So. The votes for game 21, we've got 1 vote for Charlie Allen, 2 votes for Higinye, and 3 votes for the big Italian keeper in Zanin. Well done, Zanin. That's his first man of the match performance. A big step up there from this goalkeeper this season. Right, time to move into game 22, and quite an even spread through the midfield. Can any of them run down Sun Hee So or Dylan Allen? We will find out. Let's get into the points. 1 vote for game 22 goes to Colombo. 2 votes for Dylan Allen. 3 votes for Higinye. So the Swede with another man of the match performance, pushing his way up the table. Colombo with his first points of the season. Right, this is the halfway point of the season. It's game number 23. Let's get into the votes, and it's 1 for PC Mock, 2 votes for Zanin, 3 votes for Higinye. Now, is this the point where Dylan Allen did get injured for a bit of time? I'm not 100% sure, can't remember. But Higinye with 3 points there, he's sniffing around the top of the table. So we move on to game number 24. PC Mock has moved his way inside the top 10, and Higinye has moved up to 16 points. Let's get into the votes. 1 vote here is for Mikel Fries, 2 votes for Fitzy, and 3 votes for Big Robbo. Another big game there from Big Robbo. Only a 67 overall, but wears his heart on his sleeve and gets the job done. A bit of a super sub for us this season, and another 3 points there for Big Robbo. We move into game number 25, and we've got 1 vote for Fitzy, 2 votes for Sun Hee So, 3 votes for Cesar Miguel, the Spanish left back. Well done, son, but Sun Hee So closes the gap on Dylan Allen. Game number 26, and we've got 1 vote for Zalewski, 2 votes for Lefebvre, and 3 votes for Majestico. So Majestico starting to influence the team now with Bunbury getting that injury, and picks up a man of the match performance. First points there for Zalewski, and Lefebvre just keeps chipping away. Right, moving in to game number 27, and we've got 1 vote for Fries, 2 votes for Zalewski, and 3 huge votes here for Sun Hee So, and he goes back to the top of the leaderboard. We move into game number 8 with Sun Hee So on top by 1 point. It looks like a 2-horse race here with 10 games to go, but let's get into the points. And it's 1 vote for Lefevre, 2 votes for Zalewski, and 3 votes for the big Egyptian centre-back in Ramsey. I think that was that game where he had like 5 or 6 tackles and absolutely decimated them in defence. A good game there from the Egyptian. Moving into game number 29, there's a lot of players in the midfield here. Will any of them be able to catch Sun Hee So or Dylan Allen? Let's check the votes for game 29. 1 vote for Hayes, 2 votes for Zanin, and 3 votes for Charlie Allen. So Charlie sticks in 4th, but he's moved up to 15 points. Well, we move into game 30. It's still looking like a 2-horse race, but anything could happen with 8 games of points remaining. Let's look at the votes for game number 30. We've got 1 for Ben Kaid, 2 for Sato, and 3 for Higinye. And he closes the gap to 19 points. We move into game number 31, and can Higinye run the boys down? But let's get into the votes now. We've got 1 vote for Dior. Okay, interesting. The keeper's getting a few votes here this season. 2 votes for Lefevre. He goes to 13. And 3 votes for Big Robbo. And he hits double figures. Well, what a season that is for Big Robbo. The most points he's ever polled in a season for Forest Green. Moving into game number 32. We've got 1 vote for Johansson. 2 votes for Fitzy. And 3 votes for Dior. Oh, the big Ivorian getting a man of the match performance. It's unheard of. Time for game number 33, and it's 1 vote for Zanin. 2 votes for Dylan Allen. 3 votes for Higinye. So Dylan Allen will go back to the top of the table, but Higinye is definitely sniffing around as well. We move into game 34, and Higinye has made it into a 3-horse race. Let's get into the votes now. It's 1 vote for Lefevre, 2 votes for Taylor, 3 votes Dylan Allen. Oh, he's got another man of the match, and he opens up a little bit of a lead. We move into game number 35, and we've got 1 vote for Dior, 2 votes Pig Ramsey again featuring, and 3 votes for the South African in Tekers. He takes his first points of the season with a man of the match performance in game 35. Well, we move into the final 3 games of voting for the season. It's game 36, and it's 1 vote for Lefevre, 2 votes for Nagahama, 3 votes for Sun Hee So, and he moves within 1 point of Dylan Allen. Well, 2 games to go. Who will take it out? It's between Allen and Sun Hee So, you feel. Let's get into the votes. 1 vote for Zanin, 2 votes for Dylan Allen, 3 votes for Lefevre. Oh, the Belgian's taking the 3 points, but Sun Hee So not featuring, and that looks like it could be Dylan Allen taking it out unless Sun Hee So gets 3 points in the last game. Final game of the season, and it's on the line here. Dylan Allen looking for his 6th Majestico out of 7. He didn't play the first 10 games, and he's absolutely smashed it up the table to lead it by 3 points over Sun Hee So. Let's get into the final votes, and it is 1 vote for Charlie Allen, 2 votes for Dylan Allen, and 3 votes for Lefevre. So Dylan Allen will be the Majestico winner once again. Oh my days, what a story. He has absolutely flown up the table, fought it out with Sun Hee So, but it is Dylan Allen taking his 6th Majestico, and that is a huge story from the captain. So there we have it. Dylan Allen takes it with 31 points, the exact same amount of points he had last season to take the Majestico. Serviceable mentions there for Sun Hee So. Higinye, Lefevre came home hard at the end. He was the leading assist getter for the season in the Premier League, and picks up 21 points. Good to see Zanin there with 15 points, and even the likes of Big Robbo finishing in the top 10 with 10 points. But that is the final Majestico for season number 7. For this series as an entirety, we will have an all-new awards ceremony ready for relegation regen rebuild, and that will be coming up in just a few days' time. Thank you very much. Dylan Allen is the out-and-out champion. He's taken 6 out of 7 Majesticos, and I think that's where we will leave it. I'm Sparring DK, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one.